You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.
Hey, Bron.
Hey.
How are you? Should I be concerned that you know all my passwords?
Well, you're the one that you should be concerned that I know all your passwords because you don't, and I'm the only one who knows that.
I actually have a list of it, but I think that's a look at the trust factor.
In your own son?
I'm teasing you. Go
Of
on.
course it should
Of course
be.
I'm teasing you.
And you're the one that will say, you'll text me out of the blue, the Xfinity password was reset. The new one is this. Keep for your records. Like, just so that I have it.
Xfinity's not a big deal.
For inevitably the day that then you text or call me, hey, what's the Xfinity password? I don't remember it.
I got it. But that's what you're here for.
Right. So exactly. You just said
It's all good.
Should you be concerned? No, it's the exact.
I'm only teasing you.
The exact opposite, in fact.
Gotcha.
What's
going on, brother?
Nothing. Just getting the notes up here.
So this is your last week of work for law school.
My last week of work, for until like a year.
Till next summer.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a bit annoying.
Why?
Because I've lived 2017, 2018, 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23. I've lived 7 years having my own income.
Well,
and now, like, that's going to be cut. And that's annoying. It is what it is. It's an investment, I guess.
right.
But it's annoying. Like, it's objectively,
But you
like,
still
a
have
little bit of
income.
my freedom's taken
But
away.
you could make the income from the. Have you been getting from that TikTok thing?
Yeah, not as, I mean, it's only good when you get, like, millions of views.
All right, people,
So I'll get,
come
like,
on.
$20 this here, $20
You let
there.
me know. You let me know what you need.
Yeah, I mean, you just asked me, and that's my answer. It's like, it's...
I'm just having a
No,
conversation.
I know. I'm just, like, my answer is, it is what it is, but it's objectively annoying. After having...
It's 10 months out of your life. It's not the end all.
Yeah, but, like,
so
that's... No, it's not... I'm not...
And
it's
you
not
saved
something,
money.
It's not something I'm dreading, and it's not gonna... I'm like, oh, I'm not going to be able to afford anything, but it's like, having your own money is valuable.
Powerful.
Literally and mentally. It's
Gives
valuable.
you independence.
Yeah, and being like, I want this book, I want this record, I'm going to buy it because I can. It's like, I'm not going to be able to do that for a year.
Yes, you can.
No,
Come
I
on,
can't
it's
just
not-
superfluously spend money. Or it's like, I want to
You're not a
buy
big spender
my
anyway.
girlfriend this thing. I can't just do that. It
You
takes more
can.
thought now.
Yeah, but okay, I get it. But there's nothing.
Right.
Yes.
So it's just a little bit of freedom is taken away. That's all. No, it's not. It's not the end of the world.
I know.
It's just, obviously that's a change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's all.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know how you were like, oh, no.
I wasn't at all. Literally, I think you were getting a little. Doesn't matter. It's all
Okay.
good.
So yeah, that's
And you got stitches taken out of your finger.
yeah. I cut my.
Do you need a Band-Aid anymore?
Well, it's a little open because they pulled the stitches out now. So like where the stitches were is open.
I don't think.
I mean,
okay.
she said I should wear a
Then
Band-Aid.
listen to the doctor.
Like it's a little raw that they took the stitches out.
Let me see again. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I cut myself cutting open an avocado,
Be
and it was
careful.
so annoying too because it's like it was such a good day, right? It was last week that this happened. I was watching the dog for you. You guys were away, so I was up here. I had the house to myself. I went to bed early the night before. I woke up. I worked out. I sat in the sun, and then I showered, and I perfectly timed it. So that right as I was like, okay, I'm going to make breakfast. I was like, the F1 race starts at 10 a.m. on the dot. So 9:40, I'm cooking my breakfast, right? 9:55, the breakfast is finished. And I'm like, perfect. I have it ready on the
Had
TV
to have the avocado
to start.
there.
And then the breakfast was all finished. I made eggs with cheese and onions. I had it all done and ready. And I saw an avocado in the fridge. I was like, you know what? I'll cut up an avocado. Why not? That'll be good for the eggs. And I go to, the eggs are steaming on the plate right there. And they would look so good too. And the race is going to start in 45 seconds. And I go to cut into the avocado and I cut right into my finger. And the blood squirts everywhere. And I'm like, God damn
I
it.
felt so bad
Now I have
for
to go
you.
to the hospital. And it was like the eggs I came home. And now I'm hungry, right? By the time I got home from the hospital, I'm hungry.
So you didn't need any ketchup. You already had the blood in there.
Yeah. And the eggs were now all congealed.
So
So
you
it's
made
like,
new eggs.
shit, I had to go get... No, that was the last of the eggs, too. So I went and got Chipotle here, and it's like, oh, it was
All right.
And then I had to watch the race not live anymore, and it was just like, it was just annoying.
Oh, but thank God it wasn't worse.
Of course.
That's the way
The
to
finger's
look at it.
completely fine. I could
Right.
have cut right through.
Ugh.
Or I could have struck a nerve.
That would have been the worst part.
Well,
That would
yeah.
have been very bad.
No, the finger's totally fine. Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Good.
Okay.
All right, so what's going on, Bronny? What do we got? What are some
Anything with you?
What are some hot topics? No, nothing with me.
Trump was
Oh,
indicted
tomorrow. Oh, really?
again. What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow I head out to Sturgis,
Yeah,
South
you can-
Dakota,
yeah.
with Mom and I.
So for the people who don't know what that is, you can
That's
tell them.
the largest Harley event.
Is it just Harleys or is it motorcycles?
It's 99% Harleys. It's out by the Badlands, Mount Rushmore,
It's
Deadwood.
in the town of Sturgis, right?
Yeah,
in North
but
Dakota.
you do a lot of rides. Last time I was 19 years ago with Pa and Brant.
19, really?
Yeah, we were talking about Brant.
That's crazy.
And so we're excited because Mom's coming, which will be great. She'll be on the back of a motorcycle. She's a little nervous,
Yeah.
but it'll be a nice.
How long of rides do you go for?
We'll probably gone like 9:30 in the morning, come back at 5, but
She'll do that.
she has no choice. But you stop.
Yeah,
You
right.
stop
right.
at different
Of
things. So you
course.
might ride for an hour or this or that, but it'll be fine. And she'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know, she's in the back and she'll be bitching the whole time. But
You haven't ridden your motorcycle in a while.
no, but it's fine. Once you
Are you?
like
You're renting a bike out there? I'm assuming.
No, my friend is shipping his that we're going with. He has a couple. He's shipping one of his, which
For
is a
you.
newer bike than mine even.
Okay. Cool.
So it'll be fine. And it'll be a nice time.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure we're safe to get back to all you guys.
Yeah, for sure. That's why, Dad. I was home. Dad comes home from work today. As we're recording this, right? But like, I live in Miami. I work in Miami. But after work, sometimes when we have to do an episode, I'll drive up to Boca to do the episode. And I'm in the house. Dad comes in. He goes, "You know where all the estate documents are, right? In case anything happens to me and Mom." And I was like, "Yeah." Well, but it was so random. But now I see.
Well, just
why
because it was on my one to get out of
right.
my.
But now I see where your mind was.
Okay.
Yeah. Bryce was saying you said something the other day too about you dying. Oh, you gave him your watch.
That's just me being a typical wise guy.
But he was like,
I'm dead.
Yeah. Bryce was like, why does Dad always bring up like when
I'll
he's
stop
dead,
saying
when
that.
he's
Does
dead?
that bother you guys when I say that?
It doesn't bother me, but maybe it bothers Bryce because he was like, oh,
I say
was
to
like,
be
that's
joking,
sick.
but
That's
I probably
awesome.
should stop saying that.
Well, if that's two times in 1 week that you told your sons about you dying,
No.
Why is that on your mind?
No. Going away on a trip, not that I'm saying it's a smart thing
Better
to
to
say.
be prepared.
God forbid.
Yeah.
Because Mom and I, okay. The watch thing was like, I'm going to give you the watch. I'll give it to you while I'm alive rather than dead. It was that kind of conversation.
right.
Like,
But Bryce-
I said, you can get enjoyment out of it while I'm alive rather than get enjoyment when I'm dead.
Which is nice. And
That's what I meant. Not like
it was really nice for you to give that.
But it was
and it's
also,
really awesome.
I'm in my late 50s. You think so. I guess it's part of my repertoire. One of my shticks. I make those comments like. So, but I'm not thinking about it.
Because I never make those comments about dying.
I never did that
Because I don't even think about it. Yeah.
And I never did either. But I do think about not dying. I think about how fast life is going. So it's just part of my shtick.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
It's just funny that I guess that it happened 2 times, like within a couple of days of each other.
Okay. Well, I'll try to make
The watch is really
stop
nice.
saying
Though.
that.
When Bryce told me that you gave that to him, I was like, "That's sick."
Isn't that
because
great?
it makes sense. It's you never wear it.
I don't wear many of my watches. I don't wear, but I'm not going
And
to give them all away.
It's the only person it's a huge watch. The only person that would fit on is Bryce. So it's like, of
Fits
course,
on me too. But yes,
but it's better for him.
it looks good. He's always wanted the Breitling.
Yeah,
It's a limited piece.
it's really
and,
nice,
and
but it doesn't tick.
And it was his dad's.
Yeah,
Which is cool.
it's awesome.
So no, he's got to bring it for service, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, I haven't worn it in years.
right. Maybe it needs like lubricant on the gears or something because it's got to be automatic. There's no way that's
It's
a battery power.
it's automatic. It just needs to
Yeah.
be fixed. It
Yeah.
needs to go in. What can I tell you? They'll fix
Okay,
it.
so yeah, but yeah, that was nice. When he showed, I was like, "That's sick." That.
I got to find the box.
So yeah, Trump was indicted again,
Why? This is
but
so
this
stupid.
time it was by like the District of Columbia. Like it's not like which is
God. What now?
but this one's on like about the election. So this is the third one, right? The first indictment was in New York about Stormy Daniels.
You don't see this abusive process.
So yeah, I mean at this point it's ridiculous.
Absurd. I mean, and it's taxpayer money. It's a waste of fucking time and such bullshit. Like today, David Portnoy was on Good Morning. Was on Fox and Friends.
Okay,
And I guess they're talking about the
because I was like, "Good Morning America," definitely not
talking about the pizza the wood ovens and the issues.
in New York. Yeah,
And he goes, there's under 100 pizza places. And he goes, how about handling the drugs, the crime, the homelessness?
homeless.
And then when we cure all that shit, then let's talk about the 60 or 50 pizza places.
But we know why they do that. It's because environment stuff are easy wins.
No, we know. We talked about it. I'm just saying.
Homeless is a hard win.
Right.
It's almost an impossible win.
So what happened with Trump?
So the first one was the Stormy Daniels one, right? Where he like used campaign funds.
Yeah.
The second one is about
the documents.
The documents in Mar-a-Lago. And this one's about like the election.
Which are the same documents, same thing as fucking Biden, but never happened to Biden.
Well, we don't know what documents are.
But you understand what I'm saying? The same thing. They have both had classified documents in their personal residences.
Yeah, but there are degrees of
But the crime is you can't have classified documents, I assume. That's what the issue is. But they do want that's what the issue is.
I think some part of it is proper. Part of the crime is because of course a president's gonna have classified documents in their home. Part of it is the process of giving them back when you're not allowed to have them anymore.
I don't know enough about it.
And when Biden, the whole thing that they're like, the whole thing is that when they found quote unquote the documents in Biden's place, right away the Biden campaign
really his lawyers. How many homes am I in on my clients?
Right, but the thing is like right away, and this is just like objective, at least it seems like to me. Right away, Biden was like, "Yep, we had." At least his team and the PR was like, "We had these. We didn't know. Here they are. Do what you
we did not know. Correct,
right? But do what you need to do. Take them. Come in. Do whatever." Where Trump said, "You're not coming in," and they had to raid. So there is a difference.
No.
Like there is. If you have something that you shouldn't have, right? It's like you can cut a deal with if you can commit the same crime. But if a person cuts a deal with the police because they're going to help them, the crime is lessened. Then the person saying, "Nope, fuck you guys."
There might still be. But they did nothing. That's my point. If it was reversed, they would do like this showing they did nothing.
Well,
that's
what do you mean? If
it is reversed,
it's happening.
It is reversed, right?
So this
what's
one's about election stuff, but it literally just happened. We're recording this. This comes out on Monday. We're recording this a little early because Dad's going away. So I'm sure more stuff will come out. But let's see. Trump. The craziest thing that I think about these indictments,
I don't think anyone gives a shit about it. What's the craziest thing?
This is 15 minutes ago.
What's the craziest thing?
The craziest thing about all these is that, like, so we know, and objectively, right and left, everyone knows that the establishment wants to take Trump down. They want him eliminated, right? Ineligible to run, eliminated from the public sphere, from culture. Everyone on the right and the left will admit that. Like, that's not a conspiracy. So we know that they want this. And we know that they have the full power of the federal government. And we know that it's been, like, I'm not a Trump guy, I'll put that out there. But we know that it's been 5 years of them trying to
I'm just going to lower the air.
Okay. Right? We know it's been 5 years of them trying to eliminate Trump. And they haven't been able to find a single thing.
Which I love.
That's unbelievable. It's honestly, I mean, it's like why they called him Teflon Don, right? But it actually... In the first couple of years of when Trump came on the scene and on the political scene, I was like, this guy's got to have skeletons in his closet, right? I didn't dislike him, but I was like, he's definitely been up to scummy things. He's definitely done scummy business deals.
I'm sure every billionaire has done things. A lot of people have done things where they have issues.
But I don't even mean that. I mean like he seems like he's the type of guy that would have done some illegal, shady shit just in his business dealings. Not that I fault, like there are plenty of good people that do illegal, shady shit.
Okay.
But when he first came on the scene, he seemed like the type of guy that would, New York in the 80s, just doing. But now it's like literally the entire, I just felt it kick in.
Yeah.
The entire intelligence community and law enforcement community, Congress, Department of Justice, for years had been at him.
Yeah, investigating.
And haven't, like, nothing has
Mueller
landed.
Report, right. They've tried very hard.
It's incredible.
And spent multi-millions of dollars in doing this.
Yeah. It's just like it really makes it.
Go ahead,
it makes it like someone like me who didn't really like him, who thought, yeah, he's probably up to some shady shit. Now I'm like,
leave the guy alone.
Well, no, it's like he's definitely not up to shady shit. If you've sent the best people at it for years and years and commission after commission, and they haven't found anything,
limitless money.
Yeah, and he's an innocent guy.
And now they're doing this to Kennedy Jr.
Yeah,
because they fear him. People. How do they not fucking see it? They do. That's why
I think they do now.
They do see it, yeah.
And I think so many people. I mean, that's why Trump is destroying in the polls in a good way. Destroying.
Yep.
Like Trump is up in the polls. He's double the next people. Like literally, he's destroying.
I so hope he wins.
And these things, all these indictments
help him.
Every single one is another tool in his chest or another win in his book.
That's great.
They're helping him so much because not only they're putting his name out there. And then not only is every single time they're trying one of these,
it doesn't work.
Then it's failing. So then everyone like me, right? Someone like me who's like, I'm not really into Trump, sees this and then like, oh, no, he's innocent.
And good for him.
Oh, he's holding up.
Wait, good for him not backing down. Seriously, you got to respect that because it shows you the government, the power the government has and what they can do, and they can fucking go fight City Hall and make laws that work in their favor on a fucking split second. Here's a guy that says is not intimidated. Says fuck you. You do have to respect that because most people would kowtow to it, right?
Right. Would try to cut a deal,
or be intimidated by
or
it, but
just wouldn't have enough money to fight
But even with money, might say, it's not worth it. I don't want them digging in further.
Right.
This guy's saying fuck you, which leads me further to believe that he has nothing to hide.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like I really think at this point they've thrown everything in the kitchen sink at him. And literally not a single thing has come up to be like, yep, that's a crime. Yep, he did something completely wrong and that's a fact. Right? Because we know that they lie and we know that they'll stretch the truth and still they haven't been able to come up with anything. So it's like
he's more than stretching the truth.
He's innocent. It's kind of crazy.
So this indictment, do you know what it is?
This is literally posted 15 minutes ago by CNBC. Former President Donald Trump was criminally charged Tuesday in connection with his efforts to reverse his loss to President Joe Biden.
Okay, could you imagine that's a criminal?
So they're going back to.
Could you imagine
So now they're going 4 years ago.
Yeah,
4
years ago.
2020.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, 3 years ago. I guess.
They're making that a crime now.
Well, I'm assuming they're probably talking about like remember when I'm sure there are specific things, but there were things that he did like in the early days. Remember he was on that phone call with the governor or like the election commissioner of like Alabama or something, and he was like. He was like just fined 11,000 more votes. Remember that? That was like a big scandal during the election. Probably things like that, where they're like, you use your influence to change an election. But let's see. It says the charges mark the unprecedented.
Really? Sort of like fucking Twitter, what they did with fucking Twitter? The Democrats? Well, seriously?
Twitter, but yeah. And that's a huge problem that no one cared about. But Twitter also
gives a shit about
Twitter also isn't a state election board.
No, but
Twitter's a private company that can do what they want.
But it's still a little bit different though. I mean, still.
Yeah, but a president forcing a lower employee to forge votes.
And you know, if he said, "Look, find me more votes," like in that kind of conversation.
And is that like even? Let's just say he said, "Find me more votes." Is that actually a crime?
Right.
Can you prove in a court
but
that
you know
that
these
is
fucking
enforcing?
jurors? They're gonna get the fucking jurors. These indigent jurors that are fucking liberals.
What's indigent mean?
These low income jurors.
But a lot of low income people, if they're low income whites, they love Trump.
They don't get white people on juries. And in DC,
and in DC, right? There are no white people in DC that are poor. Correct. All the white people in DC are extremely wealthy.
They're all government officials.
And all the black people are poor.
All the white people in DC are working government, or the other ones left.
Right.
Right.
Actually, no black people even live in DC. They all live in Maryland and Baltimore, like the outskirts, because they can afford DC, because DC is insanely expensive. Or they work in politics. So it says here, the charges mark the unprecedented third criminal indictment against the former president since he launched his latest bid for the presidential nomination.
That's the only reason why they indicted.
No other U.S. president, current or former, has ever faced criminal charges. Yeah, but it's like none of these have stuck. That's what I'm saying. So they're showing their hand every time they do this. It's
but they're doing
themselves.
This because they didn't fear any other president. What, Carter? Biden? Come on, keep going.
Well, they feared JFK, and that's why they killed him.
Yeah, so they didn't have to worry about
indicting. They feared the intelligence community.
They didn't have to worry about indicting him because they killed him.
Right.
They're not killing him today because you can't get away with it today.
Right, and especially
it's very different
because the second they killed Epstein, every single person was like, it wasn't suicide.
Very different.
Everyone instantly was like, you guys killed him.
If they did kill Trump, there would 100% be a civil war.
Oh yeah, absolutely, of course.
Yep.
The election probe was led by Special Counsel Jack Smith, who also oversaw a special investigation. I can't speak. Separate investigation into Trump's retention of classified documents at his resort home after leaving the White House.
Oh, so that's not a conflict right now? They brought another guy, the same guy for that? Yeah, okay.
Trump in June was charged with 37 counts related to his alleged efforts to conceal his records. Right, but I want to know what this one is. So,
what a joke.
I want to know, let's see. This is AP. I hate all these ads. Trump Republican
Who looks
denied
at the fucking ads? The people who look at the fucking ads.
It's just how they make money. Yeah, I don't know. Trump, a Republican, has denied any wrongdoings and says he's being targeted by Democrats trying to keep him from reclaiming the presidency. Here's a look at some of the other top probes again. No, I don't want the other ones. Why are they not telling us?
Because they probably have nothing.
Hush money scheme, New York civil case.
Oh my God!
All these ads
are a joke.
Okay, let's see.
Why is it on half screen too?
Because there's a huge ad on the top here.
How do you get rid of that shit?
Okay, so here, this is what it says: the 4-count indictment. So should we just read the
whatever
indictment?
happened to that fucking
Here's the indictment
Bitcoin
right here.
bullshit guy?
Oh, Sam Bankman Fried
Yeah,
of FTX.
okay, yeah.
This week.
Well, we have ADD. Let's stick to this, and then we'll get to Sam.
Okay, because news happened this week. He was in court. And we got to talk. There's RFK shit. There's so much shit to talk about.
We're not going to get to it.
So this is the indictment.
You can't read the indictment. We'll take it.
Well, just the 4 counts, right? Here, 4 violations. It's United States District Court for the District of Columbia, U.S. versus Donald Trump. Criminal number violations. Count 1, conspiracy to defraud the United States. Count 2, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding. Count 3, obstruction of and attempt to obstruct an official proceeding. And count 4, conspiracy against rights.
Okay, so they literally are wasting taxpayers' money. They're literally fishing at anything trying to get him.
And it's weird that they're bringing this one up now. Why wouldn't you have done this right after the election?
It won't be the last one, by the way. It won't be the last indictment.
I want to know so it says the third criminal case provided deeper insight into a dark chapter in American history that is, this is a
Dark
AP
chapter.
News article.
Dark chapter.
That has already been the subject of exhaustive federal investigations and captivating public hearings. No one's watched the January 6th hearings at all. It chronicles a month-long campaign of lies about this is AP, which is supposed to just be the
neutral.
It's just supposed to be the news line, the wire, you know? Campaign of lies about the election results, and says that even when those falsehoods culminated in a chaotic insurrection at the Capitol, Trump sought to exploit that violence by trying to further delay the counting of votes. Oh, remember he did call, I wonder if that's a thing. He called Pence. Remember when right as his speech was happening, they were certifying the votes, minutes before the quote insurrection, the Capitol, the January 6th thing. He called Pence and was like, "Don't certify the election."
Okay,
as the vice president.
Really? So that's obstruction? That's because the result's the
Maybe,
result. The result. I would argue the result's the result.
What do you mean the result?
I mean, whether he called or not, the result's the result.
But if you're trying to stop someone from certifying the result to make it legit,
he can ask someone to do it.
But the vice president is the one that has to do it by the law.
I don't know if about the law. I think that's a fucking weak argument. They're gonna have a hard time proving that.
I'm sure they will, but I wonder if that's what it is. It just says it accuses the defeated president and his allies of trying to exploit the violence and chaos by calling lawmakers into the evening of on January 6th to delay the certification of Joe Biden's victory. Trump is due in court Thursday before U.S. District Judge.
Could you imagine? They want to waste his time so he can't campaign. Could you imagine?
And it's also like there's way more sketchy shit that the Dems did during the January 6th.
But no press. But the press are supporting. They're so anti-Trump because he says fake news, fake news, fake news. I don't give a shit because he doesn't fucking care. And they're doing everything. And now even the Associated Press is jumping the bandwagon. Can you pause for a minute?
We were just... you had to step out. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I mean, it's just all seems like it's bullshit. Here it says...
I think they're going to have a hard time with that one. But I'm telling you right now, there'll be another indictment.
Yeah, yeah. And each one will get weaker. Each one, though, will turn more and more people to Trump and turn more and more people away from the establishment.
Do you really think it's going to turn those fucking liberals that are anti-Trump are going to vote for him?
No, but I don't know if it'll turn them to vote for him, but I think it'll lessen them. Like exactly what I said at the top of this conversation. I was like, I never liked Trump because I thought he was bad. He gave me a bad vibe. But if the entire establishment, the CIA, the FBI, the Department of Justice, want more than anything to take him down, and they're finding nothing, then he objectively can't be a bad guy. So it lessens his wrongdoings.
That's a valid statement.
His potential wrongdoings. It lessens them in my mind. And to a lot of people, I bet like centrist people who are just like, you know, are like, I got to vote for Biden because if it's Biden, Trump, you know, like when 2020 happened, those kind of people that were like, I don't like Biden, but I can't have Trump because he's a bad guy. Those kind of people are seeing this and they're like, wow, this government is they're just throwing everything at him. And this is like disrespectful.
You know what they should have done? Two things I want to say. Number one is, again, I know I said it a moment ago. I love the fact that he doesn't back down. Fucking huge. That's what you want as a president. Seriously, that's what you want as a leader and a president. Number two, if I was the Democrats and doing this, I would have waited. Like, I would have waited about 2 months before the election. I think it's still too early.
Well, they'll probably throw something in, throw a wrench in then.
Because I would have done them all at that time because you're not going to get to trial.
But they don't even want him to be eligible to run. That's why they're doing it right now.
You're right.
They don't want him to even talk. They don't want him to have
That's
a
why they're doing it.
campaign
I forgot.
speech.
That's why you're doing it right. You're right.
They don't want it to go on a campaign trail. They don't want it to talk to voters.
You're right.
They literally.
Could that?
That's what it is.
Don't you think they should all be indicted for their corruption? Using taxpayer dollars for this thing that's not really for the benefit of the people?
Yeah.
It's real corruption.
Yeah,
No,
well, there's
it's
deep,
real
deep
corruption.
There's deep corruption
But
from
someone
everyone.
should fucking go after them.
Yeah, but they're all in the.
I'm just saying, like, the people should. I don't know
Yeah,
how this
but
works.
we're-
Like, class action lawsuit going after the people, going after the government.
But they have the power. Like they just don't care.
And
but then
Trump
again,
doesn't give a shit. I love it.
The thing that I guess is optimistic or like nice about these indictments is like they're trying so hard. We know they lie. We know they're corrupt. We know they're scummy. And we know they want more than anything to take this guy down. But at the end of the day, the law is still upholding the law, right? Like there still is law and order.
Yeah.
But there is because otherwise they would have stretched the law. They would have made up laws. They would have ignored the law.
But when the speedy trial on the woman that said that from years ago they had to pay money that he
Stormy Daniels.
Yeah, assaulted
Right,
her.
but they tried to indict him and it didn't work.
But he had
It was thrown out in the state of New York.
Yeah, but it's such a joke. Such a
But that's what I'm saying. It's like even in New York, where the Attorney General, Alan Bragg, whatever, he was the one that was spearheading that whole thing, and it was thrown out because at least there still is a semblance of law and order.
Hope law.
That's what I'm saying. This seems it goes to show that you can't just do whatever you want in this country if you're the government. Even the Department of Justice has to answer to the laws.
People, I guess. It is, but it's so corrupt. I mean, the Democrats and what they're doing is so corrupt. It really is. All right, let's talk about that Bitcoin guy.
Yeah, so Sam, I don't know much about this, so we can just look it up. I know that
he's like a young scumbag who got all the way with stole all his fucking money, and like, why is he not in jail?
Well, so he had his trial this week, and he was just let go of everything.
Yeah, how is that even possible?
Because he was the Democratic Party's #1 donor. That's why.
Oh my God!
Let me get details.
Could you imagine?
Sam Bankman Fried. It literally happened like this week.
Talk about corruption, Ronnie.
Could
you fucking imagine?
Everyone online was like, "This one is insane."
So you want Democrats in office again? Think about it. You want this corruption? We need a proper leader, people. We really do.
So here, this is 3 days ago. This says campaign finance charges dropped for FTX co-founder Sam Bankman Fried. Federal prison consultant Justin I don't care about that. Oh, this is a video. I don't want a fucking video.
Easy to kill her.
Although this is from AP 1 day ago. No, prosecutors did not drop all charges against Sam Bankman Fried. The Department of Justice has dropped all charges against FTX founder Sam Bankman Fried, who is accused of cheating investors and looting customer deposits on the cryptocurrency platform. AP's assessment, this is false. Federal prosecutors said last week they are no longer pursuing one of the campaign finance charges against him, but confirmed he is still set to face other charges at an October criminal trial. He may also face a second trial on additional charges next year.
Okay.
In the days since prosecutors dropped the campaign finance charge, so they're still going for criminal charges, but the campaign finance charge they dropped.
Which
Why?
Is why? Because one deals with campaign.
Campaign. Why do they
deals with
do
Democrats?
The campaign finance charges, where we know for a fact that his company was the Democratic Party's #1 donor.
Is that not a joke? How?
Let me see. FTX Democrat.
You know what's amazing? This kid who's in his 20s, who has no experience, nothing, he had so much money.
No, well,
isn't that amazing?
Multiple things. He wasn't a nobody. His parents were huge lobbyists.
Okay, but my point is, it's like saying, okay, Burke, you now work.
It's like Trump's son starting a company.
Okay, but still, the amount of money, give me a fucking break. Come on.
But if Trump's son started something that would benefit Trump, right? Like his parents were embedded Democrats working in the Democratic Party for decades. Like, of course, it's going to be an easier
the campaign money
rise
claim
up.
gets dropped. It's still the magnitude of the money, Bronny. Don't you see the magnitude of the money?
So this is, here it says, overall FTX linked donations last election cycle favored Democrats with at least 44.6 million going to liberal candidates' causes and PACs. So that's probably not the biggest because that doesn't sound that much. Here, this says this is candidates backed by FTX, Sam Bankman Fried's pledge to donate campaign cash. 59 Democratic and GOP candidates, many of whom won their races, each received individual contributions from Bankman Fried. They were reported to the Federal Election Commission. 25 said they planned to donate the money to charity, while 3 others said they intended to return the donations or hold it until federal investigators give them next steps. The others did not respond to requests for comment. Bankman Fried donated millions more to political action committees, state parties, and the Democratic National Committee. Many Democrats... The fuck is this ad? Senator Joe Manchin is donating the camp. So yeah, I mean, it says most of the campaign or most of the candidates who received direct campaign donations from FTX co-founder Sam Bankman Fried, almost all of whom were Democrats, said they intend to donate the money, which is sure. So saying they intend to donate the money
means they're not.
And this says in the wake of the collapse of the exchange and his arrest. So he donated the money while they were running for their campaigns, right? So that was years ago. And years before he went,
gone.
Of course. So it's like,
so stupid.
Imagine if I gave you $100 and then
gone.
10 years later, now I'm going to jail and you're like, you know what? I think I'm going to give that money back. It's like, what? Of course you spent the money.
It's gone. They're so full of shit.
Yeah. So they dropped the campaign finance charges, which is like coincidentally the exact one that would implicate them directly.
The Democrats.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It really is unbelievable.
It's also obvious.
How do people not see it?
I
think they don't dig
I
deep
think a lot of them do. I think a lot. I was just listening to a podcast on my way up here, an interview with what's his name? I can't believe I'm blanking on. He's a political commentator. He used to be a Democrat. Now he's a Republican. He's was the one leading the charge against critical race theory. He was kind of the first person to bring up critical race theory and be like, guys, this is a thing that's happening in the schools, and it's something we need to. Critical race theory. We talked about that.
Yeah, but I don't know who it is.
Yeah, he's young. He's 35, 30 something. He was the one that drafted the legislation with DeSantis to outlaw it in the state of Florida. He then went on to 22 other states to draft legislation to ban this. And he's just a political commentator. He wrote a book. Let me just go to Amazon, I think, because it's on there. He wrote a book, and I was listening to interview with him on a podcast today on the Red Scare podcast. And Chris Rufo, sorry, that's his name. And the book called America's Cultural Revolution: How the Radical Left Conquered Everything. And so he's talked about how they, but in this thing, so that book is when it debuted, it came out 5 days ago. It was the #1 bestseller on Amazon in just books in general, not political books. #1. And then it got on the New York Times bestseller list, which New York Times bestseller list is their picks, right? It's not based on bestseller. The New York Times just picks who they want. And the New York Times, we know, is a very liberal thing.
Right.
So they were asking, I can't believe you got on the New York Times bestseller. And he was like, it's actually insane that I did that. But he was like, I've been out in the country a lot in the last, few months. He's young. So he's like, I'm a young, leaning more conservative person, but I'm on Twitter. I'm in the, internet. I see what people are saying. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I have noticed a huge tide change in the last year or so. He's like, woke is dying down. People don't care about that stuff
because it's
anymore.
Nonsense.
But it's also because they overplayed their hand.
Right.
Like with these indictments, people are like I bet liberals see all this indictment today and we're like, oh my God, really? Another one that's why now? Because everyone is like, you guys they're grasping at straws. They've overplayed. No one cares.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm gonna read his book and I'll let you know. What were we just talking about? What did you say for me to bring up? And why did I say that? Why did I bring up that book?
I don't know.
You asked me something.
Oh, you're killing me now.
You said something. I don't know. Whatever. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I mean, even the fact, like 5 years ago, 3 years ago, you wouldn't be like a little bit nervous, not nervous, but you would think before you said the word retard or gay, right? You would like think like, oh, is someone going to say you shouldn't say that?
They say it every time.
But now, no one does now. No one cares.
Some people do say it.
They really don't. Even when I go to LA, they don't, no one's about that shit anymore.
That's good.
Right.
That's good.
Totally. Like Burke and his friends, I bet Burke's college friends, I bet there's the few in college that are like
probably mostly
vocal
women.
But I think a lot of them, not even the women. I remember when I noticed it on, I called it out on this show when I watched in Euphoria season 2. Remember, which is an HBO show about liberal teenagers.
Yep. Made
by Hollywood. And one of the characters says, that's so retarded. And one of the other characters was like, I don't think you're allowed to say that. And she's like, that's retarded that I'm not allowed to say that. And HBO had that in the show. And I saw that and I was like, we're back, baby. Like that means we're back. If they're showing teens saying retarded is cool on a liberal network, on a liberal show, it means like no one cares anymore.
We're back, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I spoke to a buddy of mine today who's in the film industry. He's a writer out in California. He says the strike, they have to do it, but he says it's what you talked about. It's the trickle down effect. It's so bad for everybody.
It's so bad.
Like he's working on writing things so when it does come through, but he says right now there's
But the problem with that is like everyone else is also doing that. Mm. So first of all, not only is there income, but then if this strike lets up and studios have enough money where they want to buy up projects, the competition is going to be insane because every single writer is going to have 40 scripts.
He's older and very successful, so he's on his downturn.
Who? Don't say the name, but do I know them?
No.
Oh.
No.
You have a writer friend that I don't know?
Yeah, you don't know everything, Bronny.
Well, that's bizarre that I worked in Hollywood.
You just need to know.
It's weird that I worked in Hollywood for years.
Documents are this weekend. That's all you need to know.
And you don't, but whatever.
Pause.
It's a huge problem. I'll just mute it. Okay. We were muted for too long that I had to unmute us. Okay. It's a huge problem. Huge problem.
We should do a podcast muted.
And the trickle down effects that people don't realize about. Like people are just think, oh, it's like starving writers
He's
that
like
need
the
money.
flower shops and the restaurants.
Yeah,
right?
all of them are going to like. Where do you think these writers?
So what do people do for money?
I mean, the union has a fund, and people are donating to that fund. So like striking union members will tell, like like a famous or like a B-list actor will post on their Instagram, "I'm on strike. If you want to support us, donate to the union fund."
Yeah, but
and the union fund pays out.
Do you really get the money from them? I mean, is it like
and then
it's like a GoFundMe to a charity, but you only get 10% of it,
or like give it to BLM,
and the guilds gets 190% of it. I mean, give me a fucking break.
The Rock just gave like a multi-million-dollar donation to the guild.
It's probably still corrupt though.
Oh, the guilds are definitely corrupt. But I believe that the unions are doing this for the right reasons.
So he said like
the problem is it's not the end result is not going to help anyone.
Right. So I said my son who's in the film thinks that it's gonna be the nail that for the coffin for the writers and actors because the studios have so much money. He goes like, for example, he says Apple. Years ago he used to be advertising. This is what he said was very interesting, which you'll agree. So TV and movies years ago, it was all about the advertising, and that's where the money was made because you wanted to get more eyeballs to watch it.
Now it's a subscription.
It's all subscription,
right.
And all these companies are bleeding.
Yes,
but you take someone like Apple, where they do like 990. They spend $100 billion.
Yeah,
just hear me out on the Apple TV.
Right
now, that's a only small portion of their total portfolio. What they do.
Apple doesn't care. They're not a movie studio.
Just hear me out for a minute.
So they don't care if they make money or not.
Just hear me out for a minute.
Right.
So he says the Writer Guild is only seeking $1 billion from Apple TV, which is $1 billion. Of another $999 billion more that they can get to the benefit of their shareholders. So like you said, it's about subscription. So he said they don't even care about the product anymore. They don't care whether or not they like it or don't like it, just getting more and more subscriptions. So
yes,
I think.
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead. That's all right. Go ahead.
I mean, we're just seeing like the studio model, right? So there was the studio model and the subscription model. The studio model was when you would go see a movie in theaters, you would pay money and then you would buy the DVD. And so they would make money on that, right? And then TV would syndicate it and you would watch it on TV. And so they would make money from it's being syndicated on TV. So those were all revenue streams, different revenue streams.
Now it's all streaming by the
But now it's just one revenue stream. That's it.
Right.
So they used to have a lot of revenue streams, and they used to the revenue streams.
So they sort of sold out by doing this. By doing this, they cut off the nose, spite their face.
But they had to. It was inevitable, and it's like if they didn't know the repercussions, right? Because the thing is, when the studio model existed, it was the only way that it was done. There was no internet, really, right? Like even early internet, the internet wasn't powerful enough to have 7 million movies at your disposal to just watch it. That wasn't the case technologically.
But UFC was one of the first ones to do streaming of events, right?
Sure.
This guy, Dana White, bought it out of bankruptcy. Then he started doing, and he was streaming, and they became these pay-per-view, so to speak.
Right, but pay-per-view, that's the key. Before Netflix existed, if I wanted to watch Forrest Gump, what?
Right, go ahead.
What?
No, go ahead.
What was that?
I know what you're going to say.
No.
Like, don't say you would stream things illegally.
No,
right?
no. Oh,
You
no,
never
no,
did
no.
that. Okay.
If I wanted to watch Forrest Gump, right, like before the internet, if I wanted to watch Forrest Gump, I would go see it in the movie, cha-ching, to the people who made the movie. Then I would buy it on DVD, another revenue.
Cha-ching.
Maybe I would go to Blockbuster and I would rent it, and Blockbuster pays the movie.
Cha-ching.
Then I'm scrolling through the television and I see it's on one day. Oh, let me watch it. I turn it on the television because it's on. Whatever network it's on is paying the movie studio.
I get it.
So that's continual money. Streaming, let's say now I want to watch Forrest Gump and Netflix has Forrest Gump. I can watch it 7 billion times and Netflix is still making the exact same amount of money.
Correct.
I
understand that.
There's a ceiling to it. So the models, like the studio model, there was no ceiling. It was, if you made a really good movie, you made a lot of money. Now, if you make a really good movie, you're still making the same amount of money.
For example, like the Laugh Network or Comedy Network, they used to play reruns of old shows.
And they would pay those. So
Correct.
Seinfeld would still make millions
that 70s
a year.
show, right? All that Friends,
20 years after it was. But now Seinfeld makes $0 a year because Netflix bought out the rights once, right? So to keep us paying $13.99 a month. But you cap it at $13.99, right? So like at a certain point, you have to spend so much to keep everyone on your platform, but you're making only $13.99 a month per person. Where if we liked a movie, right? Like let's say Paramount.
I get it.
Yeah, so we're seeing like that subscription model only infiltrated Hollywood 7 years ago, and
it sounded good at the beginning.
Yeah, and it took over the industry. There's no such thing as the studio model anymore. It doesn't exist. Every studio has a streaming platform, and every studio's movies are hemorrhaging money at the box office, and then they're going straight to the platform.
So there's no revenue. So they drop $70 million to make a movie.
And they make nothing.
$13.99 a month you have to get to make that kind of money.
How much
back?
more do you have to get back?
Right.
You have to get 30,000 new subscriptions, and you're not getting those. Everyone who has Netflix already has it. That's the thing. So the streaming model came in, took the industry by storm, and ate the entire industry up.
They should never done.
And now it's dead.
They should never done family plans.
No, they should have never done. They should have never done stream. They should have never invented streaming. It's too late. It's Pandora's box. We can never go back. But it's not profitable. So the industry has to find another way to make it profitable, because making $100 million movie for nothing, right? You're still making the same amount of money at the end of the day, but you're having to spend hundreds of millions. It's not profitable, so they're just not going to spend hundreds of millions.
Or rent it. They have that,
but no one does that.
I don't do it.
Right? When's the last time you've rented a movie?
Once every 5 months.
Right, and it's $3. It's not $13 at the movie theater. Like
Times
that's
5 people.
That's a big difference, right? It's one $3 charge. Right, that's a huge difference.
And then you got popcorn and everything else on top of it.
Well, the studios don't make the money from that,
but the business does.
Yeah. But yeah, so the industry is dead because it's just not profitable. So but something is going to have to replace it. People aren't going to not want to watch things. We live in a content-driven world.
Right.
So if someone can figure out what's going to replace it, and that's what people are trying to do. Like people are trying to. I mean, that's why TikTok is the most popular platform in the world. But that's also not profitable, and it's not sustainable because it's content, but it's not art.
It's bullshit.
And there's still, at the end of the day, people will want art. They don't want, like, TikTok is great for an hour, but like for 3 hours every night, like it's just not sustainable.
Tell your mother that.
But something has to replace it. So if you can figure out that.
So how does TikTok do it though? If they have all these,
they have ads.
Really, they're making on ads?
That's only where they make it.
I think that,
or people pay for lives. Right, like we talked about with those that like live thing.
Right.
So if I pay TikTok $5 for 5 coins, TikTok, let's say, makes 10 cents on each transaction.
I think TikTok is for China to have all the information and know our algorithms and things like that. That's what it's for.
Yeah, because those algorithms know us better than we know ourselves.
Right.
And so all that data is just in a spreadsheet in China, on a server in China.
About every person, they know about everything about every person.
And not even just about that, but you can then learn about trends in America, right? So if you're wanting to take down a country, or at least like infiltrate the culture, and you know what the youth, remember in the last episode, we talked about that revolutions are led by the youth. Every single revolution in history has been led by the youth. And so if you want to take down a country and you know what the youth are thinking and how they feel.
You just offer them free big lips, injection, and big eyelashes and fat asses.
But think about it. If you know how they think, you know what they want in their lives, you know what they're afraid of.
You can tell them what they want, right?
And you can just push little buttons here and there, right? You can just, because you understand what they want, and then you can just slowly steer them to revolution.
Like cattle.
Yeah. I'm sure that's happening for sure.
Well, that's why China's doing it, and all the dumb fucking Americans.
Yeah, but China's failing. Not with TikTok. They're succeeding with TikTok. China's failing as a state.
Why don't they come up with something else that different than TikTok, like an American-based company doing it? Why can't they compete with that?
We had one, Vine. Vine was a huge thing, and then it died. Every other social media is American. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat. Those are all American.
Yeah.
TikTok's the only one that's not.
The largest one, though.
The most influential right now, for sure. Yeah.
I still don't have it on my phone.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
the only reason I have it on my phone is for this podcast to post and stuff.
Yep, I got it.
What other things? What?
I like those pants.
These are, I think Mom got you a pair of these. These are Banana Republic from the sale today.
Okay, but they'll probably be too tight. What size she get me?
I have no idea.
All right.
But these are great pants. I've had these pants since college, too. And I still wear them all the time.
Nice.
Okay, so we were talking about TikTok. We talked about Sam Bankman Fried. I guess we can talk about like something funny, because there was like this kind of funny thing, because those were all like heavy topics. There's still so many fucking topics that are good topics.
Can't get them all, peeps. Can't do it.
The things we talked about today were like pressing, so that's good. But there are other things that we'll talk about that are not as pressing. But there's this
I want
story.
to show you something. Go ahead. I'm listening to you, Bronny.
No, I want you to pay attention. So
I want to show you, there was a guy, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's right.
There's a guy, man who became a wolf.
Yeah, that's what a dog. Are you about to do the same story?
Oh, let's see. This guy. You ever see this guy?
No, wait, but the story that I have is eerily similar to that.
17 years to become a whatever.
But what do you mean become? Hold on. Let me look it up.
Tokyo man.
Yeah, well, wait. We're talking about the same story.
Type in man who became a wolf. That's funny if we are. That shows you how fucking retarded people are.
Okay, so, wow. So these stories are insanely similar.
Let me see again.
Because this is the picture of that one, I guess. This says, but this is just from a Indonesian website. So this says days after we heard about Toko, a Japanese. Okay, so Toko is the story that I wanted to talk about. What are the odds? Because I literally already had it up. Like, I'm not even lying. Look, so I'll click on it right here.
Okay.
This says, man spent $14,000 to transform himself into a border collie or into a collie.
Okay, that's a normal guy?
Dad, how weird that we
Wait,
had
is
the
that
same.
fucking abnormal? That guy should be in. That
Wait,
guy should
so
be.
I'll show you the video.
All right, yeah, I want to see the video. Now, that guy should be put in an institution.
Well, he's definitely mentally
No,
insane.
but I know that, but he should be put in an institution.
Yes. And so it says here, a Japanese native has transformed himself into a canine after spending more than $14,000 on a custom-made collie costume. The private citizen, who goes only by Toko online, says the unusual garment has helped actualize his dream of becoming an animal. Footage shared to his YouTube channel, where he boasts more than 32,000 subscribers, show him clad in the costume as he frolics on a lawn. Here, so I have the video.
Gotta watch this. Can you go to those fucking ads?
Dad,
I hate
that's
that.
weird that we had the same story.
Okay. I don't know. Wait.
Okay, you don't think that that's weird?
It is weird, Bronny.
Hold on,
What's
they're
with
playing
people?
like a long ass ad.
What's with fucking people, Bronny? Seriously. And there you go.
Well, this is a commercial about
Oh, I'm something for
about gay something for gay people.
Right.
The ad we were watching showed just men on men on men. Look at this.
Make it bigger. I gotta say.
Yeah, hold on. The costume's pretty fucking good though.
Oh my god!
Why? And this is his wife recording. He has a wife.
No way.
Look at this costume. How does he fit in there?
Look. Oh my god! He has a wife.
He has a wife.
So we gotta look up his wife. Wait,
she
I gotta
took
see
him
the end
out.
of
Look,
it.
here's close-ups of the costume. It's kind of.
It is a good costume.
So look, here's him.
She
in his,
takes him out.
Yeah. So here I have it.
Oh my god! She's the one should be put away in an insane asylum. Wait, she takes him out?
Yeah. Let's see here.
Well, you wait.
Sorry. Look, this is
No
his
way.
wife.
With other dogs.
The costume's pretty good.
Yeah, perfect.
How does he fit in there?
Oh my god! People are fucking retarded.
It's
What's
got-
wrong with her?
Yeah, right.
Amazing. One more time.
She's actually like cute too. I
Yeah.
don't understand.
Bobby, thank you. Be careful. Are you good?
I love to see a dog sniff his ass and attack him.
Yeah.
Or fuck
so
him in the
he's
ass.
a Japanese
Wait,
man.
how
She's-
great if a dog mouthed him and started doing him in the ass? Would that be great? Let me see
She's
this.
a woman, and she's clearly like European or something, and she lives in Japan with him, and he's into this weird dog, like a Japanese guy and a cute white girl.
Something's wrong with her.
Like what the hell? Because
Something's
usually
wrong.
it's the opposite.
It's the
It's the opposite. A cute Japanese guy and a white
seriously wrong with
guy,
her.
or a cute Japanese
I gotta watch
girl.
more of these videos. This is intriguing. Wait a minute. Let me see. All right. Something's wrong with him.
Like everyone's walking by and like, what the fuck?
I see him take a leak.
How does he fit in there? He's got to be tiny. It's got to be like a sex thing, right? It's got to be.
Well, it's a fetish of some
Yeah.
sort.
Like, why would you want to live as an animal in a
So
costume?
I bet he has an open where he probably mounts her like doggy style.
100%. Actually,
Look, 1 minute. I want to watch this.
like here's another dog.
Oh, they have to pull him on a thing.
Yeah, he can't walk. He's
He's
on a
not-
cart, so he's not a dog.
Right. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. This is unbelievable. Is there sound?
No, not on this video for some reason.
Okay. 1 minute.
Maybe there's sound on this one.
Oh my God. People are weird,
Oh,
Bronny.
no, there was sound. It was just muted. Sorry.
1 minute. Make it big. 1 minute.
Here's him with other dogs.
It's a cool costume.
It really is. It's a really well done costume.
He's literally doing her doggy style. You know that, right?
Yeah, of course. And she definitely is a weird fetish too with it.
I wonder what it looks like in person.
Yeah. No one knows. I don't think. He spent $14,000 on this. Only in Japan, by the way.
Fucking retard.
She's got to be German or something. She's young and attractive. I'm so confused by it.
Maybe they're doing it for the Instagram, for the followers.
Yeah, it could be. But yeah,
Wow.
it looks kind of real sometimes.
Sometimes it does. And how does he walk like that? He can't open his mouth, though.
Nah.
Oh, he can a little bit. Let me see. Do that one.
Custom border collie costume. He claims it enables him to live out his dream, as he's felt more like an animal than a human since childhood. Toko recently ventured out in public for the first time, where amused humans and curious dogs interacted with the creature. Toko rolls over, waves at a few people, and mostly walks around slowly. He shares videos of his doggy adventures on his YouTube channel called I Want to Be an Animal. Toko has kept his true identity a secret for fear of being judged. However, many of the comments on his YouTube videos express support for Toko and his unusual hobby.
Support. Why?
If you think that
Yeah, weird, right?
Why would you support that? I like to see Banks fucking tear him apart.
Yeah.
What did I show my Wolfman?
So
The wolf.
This article says, days after we heard about Toko, a Japanese man who transformed himself into a hyper-realistic collie, another incident has been reported. Netizens are talking about another person from Japan who has gone viral for spending nearly something, this is Indonesian, to become a wolf, identified as Toru. An engineer from Tokyo caught the attention of people pulling up a furry custom-made wolf suit. Let's see if we can find anything.
This world's over.
That's the only article that's doing it. That here is this one. Yeah, man who spent 19,000 pounds to become a wolf. This costume does not look nearly as good. He's standing on his hind legs.
I think it's pretty good.
Not like Toko. I'm a Toko
Well,
guy,
look
not
at
a Toru.
Look at that.
Yeah, but Toru's a poser. I'm Team Toko.
If he was on all four, come on, he looked exactly the same. Let's see what that is.
Ueda wanted his wolf costume to be as realistic as possible. He compiled a book filled with photographs and creatures. They don't have video of him. They only have video of Toko, the OG.
It's a crazy world, Bronny.
Yeah. It's definitely people who were like close to their dog as a kid and their parents didn't love them enough. And so they're like, dogs are the only ones that loved me. That's what it is.
Type in dog people. So let's see what comes up.
What do you mean?
Other people.
Like furries.
Oh, yeah, those are real furries.
Well, these are like legit. They're like, I'm fully transitioning.
It's got to be something sexual. It has to be.
Yeah, of course. Or they're just like trans gender, trans racial, trans species. You know, that's the step. That's the
There's
steps
something
it
wrong
goes
with
down.
the brain. And how can people not judge?
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you know people are going to judge, don't do it. Maybe.
No, but I don't care if they can do what they want. But how can people not judge? What I'm saying.
Of course,
To
people are
say
gonna
I'm
judge.
not going to judge. I don't know. Are you that open? I think that's bullshit. I think it's that woke bullshit.
Yes, you're judging
You have to.
everyone just because it's like this isn't normal. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing?
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's funny that we brought up the same topic. We could do a fatherly advice now.
Okay. That was a quick hour, wasn't it?
Yeah,
They go quick.
always. Let's see. Oh, that's long, that one.
Hey, Brian, how do people... We're doing a live Patreon right next week.
No, that'll already have happened by the time this comes out.
Good point.
Will it? No, it'll be this week. So if you're listening and you want to
When
Zoom
does this
with
one
us,
come out?
this
Monday?
This comes out Monday the 7th, and we'll be doing our Patreon episode probably the 9th.
Right. All right, so go ahead.
So yeah, if you want to Zoom with us, we do a. I mean, if you don't know about our Patreon, we have a Patreon where we do bonus episodes every single week. So this is the main free episode. You got to listen to this completely for free. How lucky are you? Not even an ad run on it. But if you want more episodes, better episodes, in my opinion, we go a little more in depth. We do like full. Sometimes we'll do one conversation for one topic for the entire hour and go real deep into it. So if you want that,
Deep.
you can join our Patreon. It's patreon.com/daddyissuespod. The link is in the description too. So it's $5 a month, and you can get 4 extra episodes a month.
$1.25 a week, which is fucking nothing. It's less than a Starbucks coffee.
Or for $10 a month, you get the 4 extra episodes, and you get the link to a Zoom call with us. So we're going to be doing the Zoom on Wednesday. If you're listening to this on Monday or Tuesday, we'll probably be doing it Wednesday or Thursday. But you can go on the Patreon to find out. For $10 a month, you get the extra episodes, and you get to Zoom with us for
we hang out.
We stand there for a couple hours, shoot the shit.
Develop a friendship.
Yeah, and just hang out and get to know you, and you get to know us. You can ask us whatever questions, and it's very personal. It's pretty much like you're on the podcast with us.
It's fun.
Yeah, so go join that if you're interested.
And we have some good OGs.
And if you're not interested, then what are you doing?
then you better do it anyway.
So this is from
It's a long one.
Katie. Hi, John, and then in parentheses, and Bron.
Hi, Katie.
The fuck?
It's my girl.
I'm a 22-year-old college senior and working as an engineer full-time. How are you in college and working full time? My job started off as an internship, and I have stayed on since then for 2 years now. I have an offer for a full-time position with the company after I graduate.
Good for you.
About 3 years ago, I started to really think about if I wanted to be an engineer or if it was just natural for me to go into it because I was a strong math and science student in high school. If I wasn't an engineer... Wait, did we do this one already? Is this a repeat? We did this one because I remember it. Never mind. Sorry, Katie.
Oh, we did, I think. Yeah.
Hold on. We got to go to this long one.
You should delete one.
Yeah, sometimes I forget to delete them. This is from Anonymous. I was about to read the name of it. It says, I would like to remain anonymous. Hi, Jon and Bron. Big fan of the podcast and really enjoyed laughing at your banter and hearing like-minded conversations during my commute. My question is primarily for Jon, as he's been in a successful marriage for so long, but I would also like to hear Bronson's opinion since he's closer to our age. To preface my question, I'll give you a bit of backstory about my marriage. My husband and I have been together for 5 years, and we recently celebrated our first wedding anniversary. I'm 27, he's 31. He's a wonderful husband, excellent provider and protector, and we are truly best friends. We rarely argue, barring the usual marital tiffs.
Correct.
There have never been any issues of infidelity or distrust from either of us. A few weeks ago, we had a huge argument. I was the maid of honor in my best friend's wedding. During the reception, I was with 2 other bridesmaids, and we ran into an old guy friend who we used to grow up with. We all spoke briefly. Then I heard my husband call my name. I said my goodbyes and went over to be with him, thinking he just called me over because he finally found me in the crowd. When I got to him, he was obviously upset and would barely speak to me or acknowledge the situation. That night, he explained he was upset over the conversation with the guy and at one point suggested that I was flirting. The next day, he explained he trusted me but not the other party and felt that I should be at his side during events. Or by his side during events.
Okay, I respect what he has to say so far.
Well, yeah, but
go ahead.
A conversation with a guy. While he is very confident and does not lack self-esteem, there have been occasional episodes of jealousy like this throughout the years. He was a bit of a philanderer in the years leading up to our relationship, and I certainly was not. So I wonder if that's why our perceptions on this matter differ. Although the situation is past, it's still really bothering me. I'm not sure what aggravates me more, the fact he was mad at me for literally speaking to someone else, or that he would not even speak to me afterwards. Am I wrong for being upset about this? And is it worth pursuing to try and prove my point now that the issue is passed? So those are 2 very different questions. First one, I think you have every right to be annoyed by that situation. I think that's weird. She's talking to a friend of hers. She said, I grew up with the guy. An old friend? And you're talking with other people there. It wasn't just her and him.
But okay, first of all, let me explain something. Number one, it's not bad if a spouses sometimes get jealous. That's not a bad thing. Okay?
Yeah, but to then take it out on her.
Well, it's just his anger. Of course, he's going to take it out on her. That's what couples do.
Yeah, but that's not a good thing.
I'm not saying, but that's what couples. It's not a terrible. It's not a thing to like end the marriage over, right?
Of course not. Right. But it's a thing to get annoyed at.
But in the same token, we don't know the specific facts. For example, I remember when Mom years ago wanted to go to her fucking high school reunion. There were all these losers there, and Mom didn't want me to go.
Okay, well, that's weird.
Just him.
That's
okay.
Grounds to get upset.
Right. Okay. And then when I went, she could like sort of completely ignore me. I was not happy. It still bothers me. I'm over it. But I found it very.
That's bothersome.
I found it very. Like,
disrespectful.
And so maybe
like, are you ashamed of me or something?
No, it's not even that. It's like grow the fuck up and like really like. And to me, I wouldn't do that. Like I would always have my wife by my side.
And I would think like a high school reunion. It's like I would want to show all my old friends my life now.
Losers, half of them were divorced, half of them they weren't bringing their spouse, whatever. And of course, Mom drank the fucking Kool-Aid. And I get these women that get all dressed up. But my point is this: he might have felt that he's at the wedding with you. You were not hanging with him.
She's a bridesmaid. She has duties on the day.
But he wasn't.
She can't be by his side.
But the guy wasn't a groomsman. It was just someone they ran into, and he. Somewhere in the middle might lie the truth. She might have said, I'm just saying, but she might have been flirting. It might have been reminiscent, nostalgic. And he might have felt it and also might have been a little bit jealous because he knows the way maybe guys are. And for all we know,
but
listen.
It's immature to not talk to her after.
But he's angry. Like so.
Yeah, but that's immature.
Well,
being angry isn't a justification for just being immature.
But is it also he's a dude and he could be old-fashioned and he could just be not.
But an old-fashioned dude would address a problem head on. They wouldn't ignore someone. No. That's not old-fashioned. That's bitch behavior.
No, but Bron,
to just be like,
it's easy to sit there and say you would discuss it, but when you're not, when you're in emotional,
I know, but that's
anger,
that's the whole point of this is we're outside of the emotions.
I think maybe he might have overreacted, but there might have been something that she might have acted or didn't do that caused him to feel that way. And if he felt that way, and if it was reversed, each spouse should make the other spouse feel secure and comfortable. And then wait, hear me out. And then also, if he, being a guy, you know what guys think and this and that, maybe, and who knows, maybe the girl and him dated. You don't know, maybe.
But still, yeah, I mean, also everyone's just different. Like me, I don't have that like jealousy thing much.
Well, you don't know that. You don't know if you're at a wedding with, let's say, the person you're married to, and they might spend an hour talking to an old guy.
Well, an hour is a different story.
So we don't know. That's what I'm saying. We don't know the true facts of it, and I bet he might.
But then that's disrespectful.
But he felt the disrespect,
right?
And he felt.
But that doesn't mean his feelings are valid.
Why aren't you by my side? No, but that's how he felt.
Okay,
feelings don't have to be valid or not. You just have to acknowledge that person's feelings. That's how they feel.
Okay, but he wasn't
valid to him.
She was trying to acknowledge. She was saying what's wrong, and he was acknowledging her feelings.
Because the time at the moment, it mattered. Okay, when you get in a fight with somebody, like you get annoyed sometimes. So you do understand, or so I might be in a bad mood. You know that having that conversation when that person's in that, like a dog, you can't train a dog in a high elevated state.
Yeah.
So you can't do that with a human being too. And maybe it might take a day or so to settle down and people come to their senses.
But you just said she has to acknowledge his feelings. And it's like, but then doesn't he have to acknowledge hers?
But my point is, but he might have been pissed at the point and said, I don't want to fucking say, like, fuck you. You're annoying me. You should be my side at the wedding. You're sitting there talking to your friends for a fucking hour. Like, are you kidding me?
Okay, right. But what if he was wrong?
But that's how he feels.
Okay, but so that doesn't matter.
The question is...
Right? No, but I'm asking you, do you actually think that?
No.
That, like, if you felt something, no matter what, you're justified? No. What if you're totally wrong and your feeling was like...
how can you be wrong? It's perception.
Right,
because she views
or
it
unjustified,
one way.
let's say. Not wrong,
but
unjustified.
in this particular situation, she probably says, so what? I spent time with my friend for an hour. I haven't seen him in 20 years. I want to catch up with him. And she might not think it's a big deal, but he might say, but to me it is.
Right, but
you're my woman. You should be me at the fucking wedding. I don't want you hanging out with some fucking guy for an hour when I'm with you at the wedding on a Saturday afternoon.
Some annoyance and outrage sometimes is completely unjustified.
Of course.
Have there ever been times where mom's been mad at you and you're like, you're wrong in this situation. You're mad at me and it's uncalled for because I didn't do anything.
But you could do one or two things. You can either...
But what about in that situation?
Yes.
Do you say, okay, I'm going to give in to your feelings? Or do you say, no, I'm not doing anything wrong. You're perceiving this incorrectly.
There's two ways to handle that. At the time,
because you're just defending this guy.
At the time when it's happening, it's hard to discuss it, right? You go down a rabbit hole, it's not worth it. So you either one, see if it passes and move on, it's not worth discussing, or if you want to discuss, you discuss it.
Yeah.
Meaning you got to use, like, it might happen where, like, 2 days pass, like, all right, things are back to normal. Why we discuss it? It's not
right. And that was the next question. She's saying, should I bring it up even though it's passed? And the answer is no.
I don't know if I agree with you on that. I think
the answer is the next time that happens.
I think she might say to him, listen, can I talk about something with you? I get annoyed. I want to talk to you. Because they're new in their relationship, so they should try to keep the communication going.
Yeah.
And she could say...
Do you think it depends how much time has passed? Because I think if it's been a week, she can still do it. If it's been months, you can't bring it up.
If it's been months. I
right,
agree.
exactly. So I think she said...
Oh, wait.
No, she just said, although the situation has passed, it's still bothering me.
Okay, but as bothering her, she should say something. She could say, listen, honey, I
want
to...
But months later, no.
But if it's bothering, what's the worst? They talk about it?
Yeah, but that's like... But that can lead to worse things.
No,
Why didn't you bring this up in the moment? Were you brooding on this?
No,
stop.
Listen.
I'm saying as the guy, that's happened to me, where like a girl that I'm dating, all of a sudden I'm like, what? That's a problem now? Why didn't you tell me 3 months ago? That now I'm like, I don't even know what to think. So now we're going to fight about this that happened a while ago. And now it's like you were sitting on this the whole time. You weren't telling, you were keeping things to yourself. You were lying to me about things.
It depends on the time.
But you know what I mean? Like it's not harmless to just bring up something months after it's passed. It could be harmful.
It could be. Listen.
So it's a timing thing.
I think the fact that you need to, if it bothered your man at the time, at these events, you need to spend some time by his side. That's the way I think. That just like if he would.
But what if he's What if he's super controlling?
I don't think she's saying he's controlling. She said that they have a nice relationship.
Yeah, right. True.
She didn't say he's controlling. He's difficult. She says we have a nice relationship. I love you and this and that. I'm just saying if it were me and I've been in a situation with mom, it bothers me, And I would want, that's my fucking woman. It's not controlling, that's my woman. That's how I am. I'm old fashioned.
Yeah, but also, aren't you secure enough in your relationship that mom can talk to another guy for a minute?
I'm not talking. I go out with mom and her friend, people that she used to date in high school. That doesn't.
Right. So then you're saying both things. You're saying it does bother you and it doesn't bother you.
There's if she was hanging out for an hour with her friends, like leave me at a fucking wedding,
then that's
I'd
super
be pissed.
disrespectful. I agree. I'd be pissed too.
I don't think it was a 5-minute conversation.
She said
quite some time.
I was with 2 other bridesmaids and we ran into a friend we grew up with. We spoke briefly and I heard my husband call my name.
Okay.
I said my goodbyes. So even that, like, if the husband said, yo, Nancy, Nancy, and she was still doing it, then it's rude.
Okay.
But she came over at the first call.
I don't think, no offense, anonymous, I don't think you give me all the facts. I think you give me how you perceive it. I think it probably was longer because no guy would be like, talking after 2 minutes.
And it's also like her friend's wedding. He probably was just the plus one. He probably didn't know anyone was sitting. She was the bridesmaid up in the ceremony,
with thumb up his
sitting
ass.
alone for hours,
bored out of his ass.
And he's like, "I came here for you,
and I'm fucking by myself."
Yeah, so I could see how he's
being annoyed, right?
For sure. So you both are. I see justification in both of it. So I think if it's less than a month since this, you can bring it up again. If it's more than a month, you got to eat it and don't think about it again. And next time something like this happens, use it at the time to be like, okay, I want to address these problems. That's what I think you should do.
Okay.
But if next time it happens, you can't bring up this. Last time at the wedding, you didn't talk to me, and this time you're not. Guys hate that shit.
No, I
just bring it up in the moment. That one, you're not talking to me. I want you to talk to me when you have a problem with me. Address it now. As your spouse, I hope you do this.
But I find with me personally that I can't, if something bothers me, I can't address it immediately with your mom. I need to, because I know I'll get defensive or angry. It's my personality. So I will wait till I calm down.
But you guys have learned through conversations that that's the case. So mom won't demand you, or mom won't get upset for you not talking about it right away because she knows that it'll be better next time. I don't think they've established that yet. So that's why she's upset.
Like they have a very nice relationship. Look,
right. But she's saying she's upset because he didn't acknowledge it at the beginning. She didn't want to talk to him.
I don't think she needs to. That's nothing to worry about. I think your man loves you, and your man is not saying, get the fuck away from me. I want to play golf with my friends on Sunday.
Right.
He wants to be with you.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. You got a little jealous? That's a good thing.
A little jealousy is not problematic.
Okay, you're not getting divorced. Apparently, you guys treat each other well. You love him. You've been together 5 years, married 1. I think that's a good thing, and you should be pleased and happy that your man wants you and your time to be with him. So that's it. So keep us posted. Thank you, Anonymous, for reaching out to us. All right, everybody. Bronny, I love you, buddy boy.
Love you too.
Everybody, thanks for listening. Appreciate all of you. You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me.
The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.